You're welcome back to our YouTube channel. So in today's tutorials, we'll be learning how to draft this pattern. Okay, so if you're interested in the sewing process, let me know in the comment section, and if you find it helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Right, so without wasting much time, let's dive into the tutorials. So I have the front pattern and I'll be drafting the back pattern here, and this is just for the upper part. So I have my shoulder line, I have my shoulder to my nipple point, shoulder to my under bust point, and this is my half length. All right, so I have 10 inches here, I have 13 inches, and I have 16.5 inches here for the front part. So on this my shoulder line, I'm going to get my shoulder measurement divided by 2. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to get my neck width measurement, which is supposed to be 3 inches, but because we want a slimmer hand, we are going to be using 4.5 inches for our neck width. Okay, all right, so after that I'm going to get 1.5 inches for my shoulder slope, and I'm going to connect it straight to this particular point, this 3 inches that is supposed to be my neck width. So I had to use a fence pen to connect from this original neck width, which is about 3 inches, to this my shoulder slope. So I'm going to take this down, okay, in order to get my actual shoulder slope, because we are not using everything. So I'll be cutting out from here. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to get my armhole measurement divided by 2. So my armhole measurement divided by 2 is about 7.5 inches. Then on this part, I'm going to mark my shoulder divided by 2, which is supposed to be here. Then I'm going to mark my bust circumference divided by 4 on this part. So once I do that, on this part, I'm going to get the midpoint of this line, the midpoint of this, which is somewhere here, and on that spot I'm coming in here by 1 inch. Then I'm going to make a curve to connect this point, that's my bust circumference divided by 4, to this point, that is half of my armhole measurement, to this my shoulder line. So I'm going to go ahead and make a curve over there. All right, so this is for my armhole curve. So once I'm done with that, the next thing I'm going to do is to get my nipple to nipple measurements and divide that by 2. So when I do that, mine will be 3.5. So I'm going to mark 3.5 down, and I'm going to connect it. Then after that, the next thing you're going to do is get your dart measurement for your dart leg. So for my dart leg, I'll be using ½ inch on this side and 1 inch on this side, and I'm going to do the same on this side and also on the half length. Then after that, I'm going to extend the lines just like that. Then you can come down here by ½ inch, or between ½ inch to 1 inch, just to make this place not to be too pointy. So once you're done with that, the next thing I'm going to do is to determine how exposed you want the clavicle to be, so cleavage rather to be. So I'm going up from my bust point line by 2.75 inches. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect this. So for my bust tightening, I'm going to just use 1 inch for my over bust tightening, ½ inch on both sides. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect the 2 points together. So once you're done connecting the 2 points together, the next thing I'm going to do is to impute my bust circumference divided by 4 measurements. And when I do that, I have 9.25 inches. So I'm going to mark on this part. So I'm going to take the distance between my front half length and that of my back half length. I have marked my back half length here already before now. So I'm going to take the distance, which is about 1 inch. I'm going to mark it somewhere here. Then I'm going to connect it straight to my bust point line, like where I have my nipple line, but I'm going to mark 1 inch away from this point. Then I'm going to connect this point together. Then after that, I'm going to take my waist circumference divided by 4. Then after that, I'm going to get what I have in here in my dart and replace it over there. So this is exactly what I have. Then I'm going to try and fold this part inward so I can take a very nice shape. Alright, so after taking this, the next thing I'm going to do is to extend this and then you can decide to make a curvy neckline, or you can decide to make a straight neckline, whichever one you desire. So this is it about the front part. So for the back pattern, we already have the half length measurement, and the next thing I'm going to do is to impute 1 inch here for my zipper. Alright, so after imputing your zipper allowance, the next thing I'm going to do is to take my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is about 7 inches, and the neck width we used, this is 3 inches, that's the original neck width, and 4.5 inches the one we are using. Okay, so on this part, this is my shoulder line. I'm going to come down here by just 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and I'm going to connect it straight to this shoulder line. So after connecting it, I'm going to use this marker and extend this from where I have 4.5 inches down to my shoulder line. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to come down by my armhole measurement divided by 2. Alright, so I'm going to impute my shoulder measurement from this line, from this point. I'm going to take my shoulder measurement. Then after that, I'm going to impute my bust circumference divided by 4, just like we did to the front part. Then after that, from here, I'm going to get the midpoint. Alright, so after that, I'm just going to go ahead and connect these 2 points together and make a curve from there. The next thing I'm going to do is to get my dart measurement. So we are using that of 3.5 from this point to this point. I'm going to mark 3.5, and the dart leg we are using is just half an inch on both sides. Then I'm going to extend it all the way to the chest line. So after this, the next thing I'm going to do is to take my waist measurement. So my waist measurement divided by 4 is about 7.5 inches. Then I'm going to replace this 1 inch that we're taking out. Then there's another 1 inch I will take out from here, so I'm going to put total of 2 inches here. So this is 7.5 inches. This is the original waist measurement, and I'm going to impute extra 2 inches here. Then this 1 inch that we took out here, I'm going to connect it. You can just measure 9 inches or so, then just connect it straight up. So this is to prevent zip bulge. Then on this part, we are going to also measure and reconnect it. Alright, so this automatically is going out. This is not part of it, okay? So the next thing I need to do is to just connect these 2 points together. Alright, so the next thing is to impute our back neck depth. So to do that, we are using 1.25 inches for our back neck depth. So you mark it and connect all the way to your shoulder line using your curve. Then you can extend it down. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to come down here by 3 inches or 2.5 inches, where I'll have my button. Just 2 inches is enough where I'll have my button. Then for the design at the back, we are hoping to use like 6 inches or 5 inches, depending on how wide you want it to be. So we are going with 6 inches because it's very wide. So on this part, I'm going to extend this a bit to 3 inches. Then I'm going to, with the help of my pen, I'm going to make the heart shape first. Then if I'm comfortable with what I have, then I'll go ahead and use a marker to, you know, make it permanent. Alright, so I decided to use this. Alright, so this is, I think this is far better. Alright, so to cut the front pattern, alright, so this is what we'll be using for the front pattern. Let me go ahead and cut the back pattern and get back to you. Alright, so this is the down part of the gown we are making, and for this down part we are using the method of spread and splash. So I have my pattern folded into 2, so I'll be using this as half of the front and this other part for half of the back. Okay, and as you can see, I have my zipper allowance already here, so I'm using 1 inch for my zipper, just like we did to the upper bodies. Okay, so I have my waistline here. So what I'm going to do is to get the measurement from my waist to my hip line, which is usually between, for an adult, it's usually between 8 to 10 inches. So I'm going to mark 9 inches all the way down. Then I'm going to take my hip measurement, my waist measurement rather, divided by 4. It's about 7.5 inches. Then for the back, we are going to put extra 1 inch and another 1 inch. We are going to be taking out 1 inch for a slope to avoid back bulge. Then another 1 inch for the darts. We are not going to be putting that on this part, so I'm going to, after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to get my hip measurement divided by 4, and I'll mark. Then this is the length we are working on, I'm going to mark exactly what I have on my hip line over here. Then once I'm done with that, I can go ahead and connect the points together. So this is for the front, and for the back, this is for the back. All right, then on this part I'm just going to put it down. All right, so after this, the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the curve, the Basque effect. Okay, so for the Basque effect, you just go ahead and measure how you want it to be. Then I think I'm taking 3 inches. You can use between 3 inches to 5 inches on this side, on the waist side. So we are going with 3.5 inches to be on the safe side. Then on this part, from my hip, I'm stepping it down by 3 inches as well. For this 1 inch that we took out here, you can open it up this way and impute that 1 inch over here. Then I'm taking it straight to the hip part. So I'm going to record the back. This is the front and this is the back. Then you go ahead and impute your dart leg. So we made use of 3.5. and 1 inch. Then you go ahead and extend it. Then once you're done with that, the next thing you're going to do is to get this particular piece. This is the front, and you label the other back. So I'm going to hold these two pieces together with my tape and get another pattern and close up this part. Okay, all right, so I have held these two places, and the next thing I'm going to do is that I added gum to this part so I can be able to close up this open space. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is just to connect these 2 points together. Alright, so after holding it together, this is what I have. So I'm going to divide it into different parts, and to do the division I'll be using just 1.5 inches to do this slash and spread method. So I'm going to position it this way, just 1.5 inches difference. So I'll continue to do that until I get to the end, then I'll get back to you. Alright, so after I'm done, the next thing I'm going to do is just to label it. This will be my wall number 2, number 3, 4. So I have about 15 pieces here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it out individually, then I'll get back to you. Alright, Alright, so after cutting your pattern, this is what I have after cutting my pattern, as you can see. So the next thing I'm going to do is to get my fabric and fold into two. Make sure it's on fold. Alright, so after folding your fabric into two, you get your pins and you begin to assemble this pattern one after the other. So we have our number one placed here, then you pin. Okay, you can give like 1 inch allowance here. Just go ahead and mark 1 inch all the way down for your hemming allowance. Okay, so you place number one here and pin it. Then after pinning it, you go ahead and determine the number of space, the amount of space to give. So maybe you're working with 2 inches or 3 inches, depending on how full you want the gathers to be. Okay, the more space you give, the more gathers you have, the more fuller the gathers will be. So let's assume we are using 2 inches for this. So after 2 inches, I'm going to bring number 2 and place here, making sure I have about 1 inch. I'm going to make a straight line from this part downward. So I'm going to maintain this 2 inches allowance, and I'm going to pin. Then after that, I'm going to get number 3. Then I'm going to place, make sure I have 2 inches. Alright, make sure that your fabric is on fold. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do until I get to the end. And at this point, when you are done arranging everything all the way down until you exhaust the whole of everything you've cut out, the pattern, then you can go ahead and measure ½ inch for your seam allowance on the edge. ½ inch, ½ inch, ½ inch. Then after that, you go ahead and connect it just like that. Then you keep going up, until you get to the end. Then once you're done with that, you go ahead and mark the strategic places. Okay, this number 8 is where we have the joining at the side. You go ahead and fix it together and mark the part that will align to the seam. Okay, just mark it, then you notch it for the front and the 2 sides. Just go ahead and notch it, then after which you go ahead and cut it. And that's it for this tutorials. If you're interested in the sewing tutorials, just let me know in the comment section. So if you find these tutorials helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.